Hi, I'm Steve Filoramo at the Senator Lanza Special Needs Fair. How are you today, Senator Lanza?
I'm doing great, Steve. It's always great to be here with you, and this is one of the events that we do in my office that has really become one of the favorite thing that I do. And I think I was told we've done this every year since I'm in the Senate, which would mean that this is our 11th, and it seems to be growing every single year and getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Well, people have heard what happens here, which is that we bring people from across the community, whether it's government agencies, private entities, and really everyone in between. And these are the caregivers and the service providers. And this is really about bringing that very great and strong safety net that exists in our community together, sort of a one-stop shopping place. We're trying to bring all the resources together so people know what's out there and understand and appreciate that there are a lot of good people in our community that are willing to help and are able to help.
What does every caregiver need to know?
So caregivers, first off, need to understand the specialty that they bring to bear. And we have a lot of expertise out there in the community.
Right.
There are people that deal with housing, with health, with financial matters, with medical and healthcare issues.
Right.
Everything from banking to attorneys to home delivery and education, which is very important. So they need to know their business, which they do, and we're very fortunate that way. They also understand, they also need to know where the population is that they are wanting to serve. And so as much as they're here to help us, I think we help them today because we bring people across the community who have a need for services. We bring them to them. And so they're aware of the people out there, our good neighbors across Staten Island and New York City, where they live, what their needs are, and how they could serve them. So most important, I think, in terms of answering your question, is they need to know what the needs are precisely in the community so that they can respond.
Is there anything that's being voted on in State Senate?
Well, you know, this budget, I think, shortchanged. I voted against the budget for a number of reasons this year. And, you know, high on the list of why I opposed it is because it really shortchanged our vulnerable population here in New York. I think it did not address the need of adult housing needs. It did not go far enough in terms of the health care issues that our vulnerable population and folks with learning disabilities needs. It just didn't go far enough, and it's one of the reasons I didn't vote for it. But, you know, there's always hope, and we're going to continue to push and hope to be able to deliver the resources that are necessary.
How would that impact somebody that's my age and older?
So the bad news is nothing much has changed since last year because, as I said, I think the budget shortchanges where we need to be. So it shouldn't change anything because it's as bad or as good, however you thought it was last year, that's where we are this year. I just think that we need to do more. And it's one of the places where I think government has a, you know, as a need ought to be. I think, you know, as a person who thinks the taxpayers in New York pay too much, I want to make sure that it goes to the right place. And with respect to these communities that we're serving here today and throughout the year, this is where the need really is.
Yeah, I gather that.
You didn't ask me the most important question. Am I a Yankee or Met fan, Steve? You asked me last year.
I was going to keep that political. No,
put me on the spot, but I answered it anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Yankee fan.
Yankee.
Of course.
Lifelong?
Lifelong, Steve. How about you?
Yeah. Weirdly enough, if the Dodgers or Giants stayed in New York, I
probably.
Yeah, I would have been one. Yeah.
So this is. We get great positive feedback from this. So for the next month or two, we'll get an uptick in calls, and what that tells me is that this is working. That people are coming here and they're being teamed up with people who can help. There are people that come to this event every year and learn about a service that they didn't even know existed. There are caregivers here and providers that come to this every year and find out about another organization that is doing something that complements what they do. So this really is, and if you see inside, there are people, even the people that are here, the providers at the table, I think we have hundreds and hundreds of providers. And if you watch, they'll go from table to table talking to each other about what each other does. And they leave with cards and they leave with contacts, and that can only make service on Staten Island, I think, better. And I think it really fortifies what is really a good group of people out there who want to help, who have the expertise, who have the dedication, the expertise, the intelligence, and the compassion. So this really is an event that I'm very proud of. We're going to continue to do it, and we probably ought to do it. I'm going to make some news here, Steve.
All right.
You know, my staff is going to say, well, this is a lot of work. But they do a great job, my staff, putting this thing together.
Right.
And the JCC, I want to mention, for hosting this. They host it every year, and they're wonderful, and it's a great venue. I think we ought to do this twice a year. So we're going to go back to the office and talk about that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That would be nice.
I think we ought to shoot for that.
Thank you very much for joining me today.
Steve, great seeing you, my brother.
Thank you. And this is Steve Filoramo signing off for LifeWire News.
Hello, this is Antonio Pabon from LifeWire News, and I'm here with Scott Salinardi.
Morning, Anthony. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Great. So we're at the JCC today, Senator Lanza's annual transition fair, and it's a fantastic turnout. Great, beautiful weather outside. We got a great resources inside. A lot of vendors are here today, talking to families, talking to people that need services, and I'm just happy to be here representing Lifestyles, and I'm happy LifeWire News is here too, covering the event.
Yes. What are the changes this year?
Well, mainly the changes this year are centered around helping families and tapping into services more and more, because there's so much to offer people these days in New York State, especially on Staten Island. So many great agencies and people supporting, like Senator Lanza and other local councilmen and assemblymen and women. They want to help, make better services for people. So the main thing is coming and asking those questions.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, Anthony. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. This is Antonio Pabon from LifeWire News saying, see ya.